My name is Chris Cook. I'm the Managing Director of the Office of Communication and Marketing at Texas Tech University and Texas Tech Public Media. Texas Tech University is full of great communicators, and together we hope to bring you perspectives and insight that can help you in your field. Communication is what we do every day, and it's intricately connected to our success and failures. This is Communicators in a Cart. Big changes are in store for Texas Tech football fans this year, and who better to share that information than Robert Giovannetti, Senior Associate Athletics Director for External Relations. Robert, his team in athletics, and many people across campus work together to enhance this year's game day environment for all Red Raiders. Hey, what's up, Gio?
What are you doing?
Checking out the changes for the game this weekend.
Got lots going on. Raider Alley, want to go take a look?
Yeah, go show me around.
All right, let's take a look.
All right, thanks. So we've sat in some meetings recently. Got a little bit going on.
A few meetings, yeah. We're obviously 6 Saturdays a year in the fall. Very exciting.
Requires a lot of planning.
You see over here is where Raider Alley used to be.
Right.
And now it's the Cash Family Sports Nutrition Center, thanks to the Cash family, and that's where we'll feed our student athletes. And you see here's the former spot of the auditorium at Coliseum. It's a beautiful space, isn't it?
Or you really don't have an idea of how big that space is with that Coliseum on it until you see it open like this.
Yeah, so we're going to have on there, first week we'll have just a band out here and do a little kind of Raider Alley West for folks that are in the C1 parking lot or just coming around. They can come over there. You can see there's some grassy area. And they're going to be working right up to the very last minute on that, but we think it'll provide a great tailgating experience for our fans.
But it's a great looking space, you're right.
Yeah, it's fantastic. We're going to have all kinds of different areas for people. We'll have some displays here on the concrete. We're just trying to create this kind of cool overall game day vibe here at Jones AT&T Stadium. And there's so many great areas, but this will be our first chance to really kind of have a comprehensive plan for everything.
Seems like, you know, every year there are new things we do to enhance that experience, and this is no doubt going to be a big part of it.
You know, I think we should mention this is my second time on Communicators.
You know, I think
it's like Saturday Night Live, hosting Saturday Night Live. I hope I'll get a robe or something.
You'll get the fifth time you get a jacket, and it'll be a PBS Mr. Rogers sweater. is what that.
Well, I'm not sure I'll make it to 5, but I'll try. So here's where Raider Alley and our entire Raider Alley experience is going to be, and I got to tell you, working with people on campus, again, we've got great campus partners, Traffic and Parking, Lance Rampy, Eric Crouch, Ronald Phillips in the president's office has been integral in this, but these roads here on either side of the key will be closed to vehicle traffic on game day, so this will just be pedestrian traffic on game days. And so we're going to have a game day experience and tailgating here, and people can walk across without worrying about traffic coming back and forth. And we think that's going to be a bit of a game changer for us to have that, like, in that situation. People obviously that want to still park in that little science key down there will still be able to get through here, but this will all be closed off to traffic. We'll have a huge entrance here, proclaim this to be Raider Alley, and then a gigantic stage here on the south end with big LED boards on either side that early on will show other games and things, and then we'll have a DJ early on, and then a little later, before closer to the game, we'll have a musical act. Hog Molly's the first game, William Clark Green, who you're probably a fan of, in game 2. And then we'll have our inflatables and fan fest area here in the middle, and then you'll start having different private tailgates, and then the corporate tailgates will still be on the back end here. You know, it's less than a quarter of a mile from where we are to the stadium. It's about a 4-minute walk from Jones Stadium over here. And you know, people have asked me why we moved it over here, and obviously the reason was because of the new Cash building. But also, we thought it was a great spot. We think it's going to be, when we look at what some of our competitors and colleagues are doing, they have a contained area where they have their space, and we feel like this is a good start for us.
And another aspect of these events is to bring people to campus.
Yes.
Extend into campus and showcase, you know, that of which we're proud. And we've got a beautiful campus, and that engineering key is going to be a wonderful spot for them.
To me, there's nothing better than being on our campus, Tech campus, on game day. It's a beautiful campus, and there's just being around all the other Red Raider fans. I hope that if people said, hey, I can't be at the game for whatever reason, I got to work, I don't have tickets or whatever, we can help you on tickets. But we hope they come and tailgate. We want to make this the place to be on Saturdays.
Absolutely. Gio, we just drove around and looked at a lot of what is going on, a lot of the space that's going to be utilized for the fan experience this year. How much planning has gone into that? How many hours have you spent working on this?
I'm not sure you could even quantify it, right? It's not just me, my entire team. We've been talking about different things since the election, when we knew we were going to get the Coliseum space. But we've spent numerous hours, and it's cost me some sleep, actually, just worrying about, thinking about it, what we can do. So we think we have come up with the best scenario possible.
So what precipitated this? Was it a combination of things, or just talking about the Coliseum space, for example? You knew it was coming down, or you knew it might. Were you thinking about that space prior to that, of what we could do with it?
Not necessarily the space. We talked last year, before last football season, and we're talking about 2018 football season. What can we do to improve our game day atmosphere? We weren't even thinking about the Coliseum space. And then once the Coliseum started coming into play, we thought, let's look at what we can do there. Then Kirby Hocutt made the presentation to the board in December to sell alcohol. And part of his presentation was, we're trying to improve our entire game day atmosphere, not only inside the stadium, but around the stadium. I mean, we're dealing with what every college football program in the country is dealing with. Even the bluest of blue bloods are dealing with, how do you get fans to come to the game and stay at the game and be entertained at the game when you're fighting so many options as far as television and other things. And so we looked at that, and we needed to do something. We have plans for the Coliseum space for next year, when we know we'll have it for sure, but we don't even know how long that space will be available. There might be a time there's a building going up on that space also. So that's why we felt like, let's do something that can become a tradition, and it'll stay in one location. And that's why we put it out on the Key.
And there's so many different angles to this. You mentioned the presentation on the sale of alcohol, which actually started in the arena in January, basketball. And this will be the first year we do it in the bowl at football. But that was just one aspect of this fan experience. What other things are you putting in place?
Yeah, and we started again in basketball, what we call fan-friendly pricing, and that was part of Kirby's initiative. We said, okay, what can we do for all the fans? And that means reducing prices on several food items. We have several food items now less than $5. We're trying to make it more affordable for people to get concession items when they're there. Students can now use their Raider Cash options at the concession stands at the games, and that helps them not having to bring their cash with them, that they can use their swipe their card or however they do that. All these different things are part of our overall plan of what can we do to make this a better experience.
You know, I was able to eat about 3 or 4 hot dogs at a game.
Yeah.
Last year, I don't really eat that many. But I did notice, though, and I had a bone to pick with Jonathan Boutros, that the corn dogs were not marked down for $2, but that's all right.
Yeah, the corn dogs.
That's my problem.
Corn dogs stayed where they are. But if you're a big Nacho Grande fan, those prices really went down.
No, I think the pricing was great last year, and I know you guys got a lot of good feedback on that, as you will this fall as well.
Yeah, and I think, and we had a lot of questions coming in. Is that going to happen in football? Yeah, it's across the board. We did it at baseball, we did it at basketball, we'll do it at volleyball, we'll do it at soccer. All those prices will be in effect.
So thinking about that, it's more, though, than just getting people to the game. It is about that experience, and that's what we've said that word a few times about the experience, the fan experience. But it is more than just selling a ticket. You want people to come and have a memory, or have even a broader experience than what's taking place out on a field or court.
There's no doubt. We saw it in basketball this year. You know, we're 34-2 at home in the last 2 years in basketball. Obviously, we're good, but I think we have a good fan home court experience at United Supermarkets Arena. We want to bring that here as well. There's so many options, especially for the students. They get so distracted, and they have so many options available to them. The games are long. Talking about football, right? The breaks are long. We understand all those things, and what we're trying to do is, so we've changed our in-game. We've changed the way we present during our timeouts. We're going to try to give the going band more time. We're trying to give spirit squads more time. All that goes into it because we want people to come here. We want them to enjoy themselves. We want them to be loud. We want them to be a difference maker, and we want them to come back.
So this is almost like a full-scale revamping of. That's a huge undertaking.
Huge undertaking. I've got a great staff that has really taken the lead on that. You know, I don't want to mention names because I might forget some, but I do want to mention that Drew Ingraham has done a great job on that. Gene Canal has worked on that. So it's just a lot of people have just really rolled up their sleeves and said, what can we do to make this good? We listen. We formed 2 committees, one that you're on, Spirit of Raiderland, which helps us with our campus entities, and we formed another committee, Our Town, Our Team, which has people from the Lubbock business community so they can weigh in on what they want to see and what they might see from their perspective that we don't see because we're so close to it. We're hyper invested in this, and so sometimes it's good to have somebody that just comes in and says, oh yeah, you've thought about that.
Robert, are there any other changes that we can expect this year?
Yeah, well, 2 things. One is once you're in, you're in. There's no pass out or reentry, and that's part of, we did a lot of research onto what makes it a safer experience in the stadium when you sell alcohol, and it's a best practice to say you're in, and when you leave, you're gone for the day unless you have another ticket. You can't get in. There's no scanning in and scanning back out. The other is we're trying to make the streets around the stadium safer so the buses will no longer run on campus. They'll drop off on the northwest side of Jones AT&T Stadium. I've encouraged people to go to our website. We'll have a game day guide there and a map and show you how to get to your parking place if you don't know. So many people have been doing it for years. They're just going to assume I'm going to go the way I've always went, and it might work, but there also is a chance that there's a different way to get there now. And so, again, we want people to understand we're thinking bigger picture, longer term here about what's the best way to make inside and outside. Safety of our fans and our student athletes is always first and foremost, and we think this is a safety and a traffic flow issue.
Well, Robert, that's a huge undertaking, and you guys have done a great job. We'll see. We'll see, but I imagine it is it is going to go very well. And
we're sweating it out. We're waiting for August 31st. This is coming up Saturday, and I think it'll get better each week goes on. I think we'll have some bumps this week, but we'll just try to handle them and get to the next week.
I think it'll be good. Thanks, man.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Appreciate it.